Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Hi, everyone. Welcome.
Good morning.
Because time is short and many of you are already here, I propose to start our meeting, and if other people will attend, they are welcomed. So good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us today. We appreciate your interest in our funding opportunity. Through today's webinar, we intend to give you a clear picture of our project, of the program, what we are looking for, and most importantly, how to apply. In the next hour, you will hear about the project, the challenges, and of course, if you have questions, we are looking forward to answer all your questions. And we will also walk you through the application process. At the end of the meeting, we will answer your questions. Somebody's telling me there is a big echo. I will try to
I hear very
adjust
well,
this.
actually.
Oh, okay. So
Sure.
it's not from me. After presenting the project and the challenges and the application process, we will be here together with our colleagues to answer the questions. We have a few kind requests for you during the presentations. You will be muted during the presentations, also to avoid technical problems. If you have a questions, please put your question in the chat, and we will take all the questions. And if you have something to say about the presentation or a technical issue, you can raise your hand. Please note that the webinar is recorded, and if you prefer not to be visible or to be identified, please keep your camera off. So this is the introduction part. Now I'm glad to introduce Matteo, the project manager, who will give you an overview of the project and share you more about the vision behind the open call. Matteo, the floor is yours.
Thanks, Roxandra, for taking care of the practical aspects and for the introduction. Good morning, everyone. My name is Matteo Kirchner. I'm from the University of Leuven in Belgium, Department of Mechanical Engineering, and I'm coordinating this project, AID4SME. So I will first give you a short overview of the project and then go through the challenges, which are, the part that you are applying in this project to get funds and collaborate with us. First things first, the name. So I will read it together with you. We want to enable SMEs and startups to develop AI and data solution through the support of a community of practice and low TRL and high TRL playgrounds. I will explain this a bit later, but just to keep in mind that this is a project where we want to help European small companies to get the most out of the new technologies that are being brought to us through AI and data solutions. To the community of practice and the playgrounds, I will get back later. And then to put this, here you have all the let's say, the information from the European platform. Things to get in mind, this project started around 8 months ago, so the end of 2024, and will run until the end of 2027. Who is involved? So the consortium, you see the logos here. A few of them are research partners, few of them are companies, and some of these companies are supporting with large infrastructure. Other companies are supporting more for training, exploitation, and communication, but also this will be more clear later. Bear in mind that these companies are located in certain countries. Why I'm saying this? Because actually you are applying to collaborate with us. So make sure that the collaboration that you are asking us makes sense topic-wise, but also following geographical interest, because there will be quite some interaction. This said, let me get you into the topic of our project. Last line on this slide, we want to support you in your sustainable digital transition towards a better world, a greener world, a more competitive world, using AI and data technologies. And we would like to help you using these technologies because of basically four main things that we want to do with this. We want to use AI and data for collecting more data of your product or your process and understanding better, get insights about product and processes, and being able to take decisions out of this data and insights. And at the end, if needed, to use all this information also for making automatic decisions. So that's our four technology umbrellas. And you will see later that also the challenges are numbered around these four topics. And first things first, when we did start this project, we identified some technology blocks that we have available in the research partner of the consortium. So in this slide now you see some logos. Those are the research partners. I will get back later then also to the industrial partners. But you will see that we have blocks and expertise and knowledge in energy management, battery dismantling, human robot collaboration, how to understand work instruction and operator skill capturing, digital twins for control and for insights, augmented sensing, analysis through images, for example, taking into account the product and the project and the product and the process together in a digital twin, and also tools for energy management. And these are also the basics keywords that then you will get back when I will talk about the challenges. Just a few words about the projects. We have three pillars, as we call them, and three objectives. And this slide helps me a bit, giving you some small dictionary of our project. SMEs and startups, it's you. So we involve you in our project through open calls. And this meeting today is about the first open call, to which we have money available for you to collaborate with us, basically. The second pillar is the community of practice. That's a group of people that starts within the project, but then should be extended also with you and beyond the project, and should be alive also after the project ends. And the idea is to have this group of people that can judge and help on how and where and why to adopt AI and data technologies. And then number three, the playgrounds. Also there a bit of, understand what those low and high TRL playgrounds are. To keep it simple, the industrial partners, they bring into this project what we call the high TRL. So TRL is technology readiness level. So the big infrastructure are brought in by the industrial partners. And then more the laboratory infrastructure, measurement devices, and the building blocks are brought in by the research partners. So that's what we call the low TRL playgrounds. And then when we have these three pillars, we want to mangle everything together, and then be ready to have a nice community of practice to support you in developing AI and data solutions. And in this project, we want to support at least 20 projects with SME and startups, which are divided into two open calls. So in these first open calls, we aim at having 13, 14 SMEs engaged, and then another 7 or 10, depending on your applications, in the second open call, which is a year later. And yeah, in general, what we want to do is we want that Europe gets better in using data and AI. These are the playgrounds that I mentioned before. So you see on the left side, the blocks and the infrastructure, the labs, the tools, software, which are available from the research partners. And then on the right-hand side, the infrastructure and the tools that are available from the industrial partners. And the idea is that when you apply with us to be part of this project, it should be clear that you collaborate either with a certain research partner or with a certain industry partner or with both, to understand the challenge and then tackle it by using data and AI. These are not the only partners in the project. So bottom of the slides, there are other partners that are involved supporting the research partners and the industry partners with technical support, teaching, so reskilling and upskilling, networking, and also exploitation and business case management. That's in a nutshell. And then, okay, probably you know how the European project works. We have work packages. We have our internal organization. That's not very important to you. But what is important are these two open calls, because that's where you are taking part of this project. First one, it's already open and will stay open until the 11th of September. And we'll give you the opportunity to collaborate with us for more or less 1 year or a bit more. So my colleague later will have a better view on timing. But the idea is that when you apply today, then the bulk of the project is done in 2026. And then towards the end of 2026, with the lesson learned, we will open a second open call on similar topics, but yeah, the version 2.0, let's call it like that, where then we will collaborate during 2027. Those are the two open calls of our project. Going to the topics, so during proposal writing and also during the first 8 months of the project, we have come to 13 challenges that we want to tackle in this project. Not all of these challenges are open now in the first open call. So 10 of these 13 challenges are what you find in the documents which are public now, to which you can apply. So there are these 10 challenges grouped into the data collection, creation of insights, decision support, and automation. And what I want to do now in the next, let's say, 10 to 15 minutes, I will try to give you just a teaser of these topics and a teaser on how you can collaborate with us. And then if you need more information, there are the documents on the page of the open call. Also, my colleague Thais will point you there later. But these slides, they have a bit of a different approach compared to the document that you find online. In the document online is more the technical description. Here is more visual, letting you know with whom you collaborate and for what, let's say, the bigger picture. So I will have 10 slides, one for each challenge. And then maybe before going to the challenge, you will see that these slides are organized with a line on the context of this challenge. And then some of these challenges have a high TRL option and a low TRL option, means that within this topic, you can collaborate with industry, or we can collaborate with a research partner, or you can collaborate with both. But for other challenges, the things are more interlinked. So it's challenge specific whether you can choose to work at high TRL or low TRL. So please, when you file in your request for funds, please indicate what you want to do and at which level of readiness, let's say. So challenge number 1, we call it augmented sensing solution. The idea is that when you deal with a product or a process, you are probably very interested to know how forces, torques, stresses look like in your mechanical system. But those are quantities which are not directly easy to measure. And if we look at what we want to do at high TRL, we have a use case with Arcelic, also known as Beko, where they want to measure forces and stresses during the change of plastic mold in building parts of refrigerators. But that doesn't stop there. So in general, there are a lot of systems where it is interesting to know forces, torques, and other things. And for that, we have a lot of setups and building blocks and measurement system at a research partner, where basically you can bring in your own challenge. So the idea of this project is that we have some pre-identified challenges, but you are free to bring in your own challenge as long as it involves data and or AI, and as long as it matches a bit the topic of our challenge. So if we take this example of the slides, if you have a product or a process where it makes sense to have an augmented sensing solution, please feel free to propose that. And then when we review it, we see if which partner in the consortium is the best placed to help you. So there are, let's say, two ways to interact with us. Way number one is to actively contribute and learn together with the industrial partner at the high TRL stage. And the way number two is to get in touch with the research partner with your own challenge and see how to tackle that together, in the sense that then at the end of the project, you go back to your company with a better knowledge of what you can do to improve your case. That's a bit the idea of having the high TRL and low TRL. Challenge number two, here is a bit more interlinked, the high TRL and low TRL. It's about using images to analyze the status of large energy infrastructure. The idea is that you have this huge infrastructure and you want to know what is happening there. For the case of distribution of electricity, that can be structural of the truss system, but can also be vegetation that grows around this infrastructure. So the idea is to work together with our high TRL company partner to investigate how to use available tools for image processing in order to understand as much as we can of what is going on with the condition of the infrastructure for electrical distribution, including information about the vegetation that grows around them. And yet the keywords are to using different type of vision. Normal vision for just defects that you can see with the naked eye, but also other type of vision, including infrared and so on, to see different type of defects that you cannot see with your eye. The third challenge is about what we call product production digital twins. There, we talk a lot about digital twins in the past years. The idea here is that we don't just look at the product when we have it. So in a lot of cases, we think, okay, I have a product, I take the digital twin of the product, and then I go through the life of this product and make it as digital as possible. But the idea is that to start from the production and link also the production with the product through a digital twin that includes parameter of the production and also parameter of the product. So for this case, we have identified at high TRL that it would be nice to do this exercise to understand how to optimize the mixing ratio of virgin plastic and recycled plastic when creating a component for a refrigerator in this case, and then how this translates into quality of the product. But again, this is just an example. If you have your own situation where it would be interesting to know in the product what has happened in production, or the opposite, through a product know how to improve your production, Then we have infrastructure and building blocks at research partners, where you can bring in your own challenge and see together with us how to develop it into an improvement of your own product or your own process. Next challenge, it's focused on an analysis tool for lifespan. And this challenge only has the high TRL part because it's very specific for the case of the refrigerators. So basically here, it's about only the product, not the process, and using AI-based tools to assess the quality of the product that are manufactured and see how this information then can be used to get more insights and in principle to do end-of-life assessment and product refurbishment. Next challenge is about digital twin that helps in energy systems. And there, what I have underlined in this slide is the management of microgrid in electrical installations. There, the challenge is that basically you have certain parts that give you a stable or a less stable grid stability. So this challenge is about working towards having an optimal and stable energy system, supply system, let's say. And also for this, there is possibility to go higher TRL, but we don't start directly there. We start with building blocks that are available for the optimization of the sizing of the components, which are, so if you apply for this challenge, you will be in touch most likely with both the low TRL partner and the high TRL partner. The next one goes a bit in the same direction, but here not for energy supply, but for manufacturing. This is a case of a partner who does die casting, aluminum die casting. So it's a more mechanical environment, let's say, where the optimization is not about energy, meaning about electrical energy, but it's about demand and production. So how to analyze what customers want and how to translate this into a sustainable and more green and with less energy used production of parts. So if you face challenges in this direction, please feel free to apply to this 3.1 challenge on smart production process planning tool. And maybe a similar one, but with a different, slight different direction. Same partners involved. Here, it's about not the customer, the link with the customer's demand, but here it's just about the optimization with the operations of the machine. So basically, how to optimize your shop floor to have the best usage of the machine that you have and how to control that. We stay always in the shop floor, but now the optimization is more for battery production. So we are going towards an already booming market of electric vehicle. So production and management of batteries and the production of batteries is certainly an important topic. So this challenge 4.2 is about the automated energy management for the production of batteries. And connected to that, also we want to investigate automatic or semi-automatic ways to then at the end of life dismantling battery cells. And that is very challenging because batteries are not always the same, especially in electric vehicles. Every model has its own type of cells and shape. So to have an automatic way to then dismantle and see the best way to go towards recycling and reuse. And then I think this is the last challenge, and then I will stop talking. It's about the collaboration between human and robot to certain tasks. For the ITRL part here, there is a collaboration for mounting door gaskets of refrigerators, which are challenging because they are rather flexible and elastic. So yeah, if in your case you have you want to contribute to this challenge, or you want to bring in your own challenge of cobot solutions, please feel free to apply to this challenge. I know that I gave a lot of information in not much time, but I just wanted you to know a bit what the project is about. I'm sure you have a lot of questions. Maybe first I give the word to Thais, who will explain a bit how to apply to these challenges. And then whenever you have any questions, both technical about the challenges or the process, you can always contact us, and then we will find the best person that can give you an answer.
All right. Thank you very much, Matteo, for this presentation on the technical aspects of our AID4SME first open call. I want to say welcome to our audience who is here interested in our process, the challenges, etc. My name is Thais Soares. I'm a senior project manager at F6S, and I will be, as mentioned, discussing and presenting to you how you can apply to this open call. And yes, feel free to ask anything. We'll be happy to answer you. So this is the general information that we have for our open call. As you know, we are tackling AI and data-driven solutions for all of these challenges that we mentioned earlier in the session. And this open call is running until the 11th of September. So we encourage everyone that wants to apply to do it before this date. Let me go to the next slide. Now I'll talk about who is eligible to apply for the open call. So here we have a few requirements. So you have to be a legal entity, or you can apply as a consortium of 2 entities for this open call. You have to be a micro, small, and medium-sized enterprises, and it can also be a startup. And we also have these 3 arrows that I listed here that are the requirements to be the second partner. So we have industry organizations that provide the SMEs and the startups use cases in high TRL playgrounds. We also have the possibility of the second partner in the consortium to be an integrator or engineering services company. And at the end, we have, again, another option as a second partner in the consortium, which are the research institutions, nonprofit organizations, and charitable foundations, including public service centers. So these are the profiles or the type of applicants that we are welcoming to our open call. And here I want to highlight the eligible countries as well. So where you're coming from, we need you to be legally established entities and legal residents of these 2 mentioned countries. So you have to be from member states of the European Union, including the outermost regions. And also you can be an associated country for the Horizon Europe framework. So now that we approach the eligibility rules, I want to go into the specific, let's say, administrative part. So how to apply for the open call. So we have 3 easy steps that we recommend everyone to take a look and follow. The first one is to get informed. So we really need everyone to take a look on the details that we have in our guide for applicants. It's a very comprehensive document. It has everything there that you need to know. all the questions that you might have. The second step is to register yourself in our F6S platform, create your profile, and then after that, you submit your application in our F6S platform. So I'll now go into the details of all these 3 steps. So the first one, get informed. If you go to our website, you go to the Open Call page, as mentioned here on the left side. I left the link in our chat also for you to check. You'll be able to see the details of the Open Call, and then we have, you scroll down, we have this box that you see on the right side of the slide. So all the documentation kit, and the first one is our guide for applicants. So this is the first step. Open this document, take a look on everything that we have there. Here you can see a bit on how the document looks like. As mentioned, it's very comprehensive. We have all the administrative details, including technical details on the challenges as well. Yeah, here's a list of everything that you will be able to see on the guides for applicants. So as mentioned, eligibility criteria, all the challenges and their technical explanation, how to prepare your application, how to submit it, how we're going to conduct the evaluation and selection of the best proposals that we receive, how does the appeal process works, what is the subgrantee agreement that all the selected SMEs and startups will be signing with us to implement the project, the deployment, the responsibilities that you have with us and with the project, and also IPR topics related to the solutions and innovations that you create. Now we go to the second step on the how to apply. We need you to create an account in our F6S platform if you still do not have it. So go to our platform, as you can see the link here. You can create your account using your Google account, LinkedIn, Facebook, or your email. And then after that, you'll be able to add all the information on your profile. For example, the company information, your expertise area, etc. Yeah, now I want to mention just a highlight on the documentation, because when you go to our Open Call page, you see the documentation kit. You might be a bit surprised with all the documents that we have. So pay attention that during the application phase, you only need to check Annex 1, 2, and 3 as highlighted here. So the guide for applicants, the technical proposal template that you'll be using to create your application, and the application form questions. So this is it for the application phase. In case you are selected after the evaluation process, you'll be able to use these documents on the bottom of the slide. So we have the Annex 4, which is the Declaration of Honor. We have one template for a natural person, for a consortium, if you apply with 2 entities, and also a single entity. And then we have the Annex 5, which is the SME declaration, and the Annex 6, which is our subgrantee agreement, the one that you'll be signing to kick off the collaboration with AID4SME. Now we move to our third and last step on the application form through our F6S platform. I also added the link here, and this is just a bit of the face of our application form. As you can see here on the right side of the slide, the form starts with the challenge selection. So you have to know which challenge you are applying for. You have to select one of them. This is the first step for you. I understand this is some of the questions that we received before from some SME that was interested in joining. in applying to our open call. So this is the answer you have. It's mandatory for you to select one of the challenges that we have. And also, on our F6S platform, we have this discussion board here that you can access before applying, during your application process. You'll be easily taken into our chat, let's say. You'll be able to talk directly with us, ask anything. If you have any doubts, we'll be answering you in there as well. Now let's take a look on the evaluation criteria that we selected for this first AID4SME open call. So as you can see, we have 4 steps or 4 criteria that we'll be taking a look and evaluating during the evaluation process. The number 1 is the novelty or the innovation that you are bringing with your proposal. The second one is the impact that you envision to implement. The third one is how you organize your project planning implementation. And the fourth one is the expertise that you are bringing with your startup or SME. So quick words on our evaluation process of the applications on our open call. We will be evaluating the proposals by hiring experienced external evaluators. So these external evaluators will join the AID4SME project, will take a look in the details, everything considering the mentioned criteria, and they will be able to create a summary report that everyone that applied will receive with the application or the evaluation results. So this is a pool of experts that will be creating for the project, and they will be the ones assessing everything that you put in your proposal. All right, so in terms of the timeline of our first open call for the project, as you know, we opened the open call on the 30th of June, and will be open until the 11th of September. So this is your window to take a look on the documents, create a proposal, and submit it to us. After that, during the months of September, October, we intend to do the proposals evaluation. After that, in the end of October, we intend to announce all the results. So everyone that apply will be receiving a detailed information from us if they were selected or not, including, as mentioned, the experts summary report. And then by November, we want to do the subgrantee agreement signature with the SMEs and the startups that were selected. And then after that, during the months of December and January, there's a typo here, sorry, it's January 2026, not 2027. We'll have the deployment phase. And now I'm gonna explain this deployment phase for you, because we have 4 stages on the deployment phase. The deployment phase is when we implement the project that you propose to our challenges. So the first step is the plan. This will take for at least a month. This is when you plan everything that you're going to be implementing, of course, with the support from the mentor for our community of practice from the project. After that, you develop your project, you do the testing and validation of your solution, and then you have, in the end, the solution assessment and business plan stage to conclude your collaboration with us. Sorry, too soon here on the slides.
Thank you, Thais. Thank you, Mateo.
I had one last slide, but I don't seem to be able to put it. It was just some open call tips, again, reminding all the applicants to take a look on our guides for applicants, read everything, contact us if you have any questions. We'll be more than happy to support everyone. And yeah, we are really excited to see all the innovative solutions the applicants might have to send to us until the 11th of September. Thank you.
Thank you. We have the first questions already in the chat. Matteo, I saw you answered one of them. There are 3 more questions.
I'm trying to reading. Maybe I will start from the top. Yeah, so the first question I replied, but maybe I can comment. Applicants are expected to demonstrate the technology at TRL 6.7 at the end of the project. Let's say that these type of KPIs are more for the consortium than for the SMEs, but point being is that we have these challenges. The idea is that when you apply, you also face similar challenges, and it is to be discussed how we develop a solution together and where we demonstrate it, because a certain challenge, okay, for example, for looking at vegetation in the electrical systems, yeah, it's clear that probably we take a drone or a camera and we fly around the electrical infrastructure. But for other topics, it may be that a demonstration in the lab is good enough for you to learn and bring back what you learned to your own company. So I wouldn't see this as a strict requirement. How it works is that whenever we accept your project, so your proposal is selected, from the consortium point of view, from the community of practice point of view, a mentor will be assigned. This mentor is a person that works in that domain and works either at the high TRL or at the low TRL partner of that challenge. And this mentor, together with you, will discuss what makes sense and where it makes sense to be developed and where it makes sense to be demonstrated. So it could be at the industry, it could be at the university labs, but it also could be at your own company, if that makes more sense. So there we are rather flexible. I don't know if this answers your question. And then I was also answering, but I stopped typing, to the next question. Are there mandatory technical components provided by AID4SME that must be included in the project implementation? I would say no, but please keep your proposal in line with the topic of the challenge, and yeah, mostly that one. And the fact that data and or AI should be somehow involved. So if we see that these 3 elements are not present, so yeah, the topic of the challenge plus either data or AI as central point, those will be proposals that it will be difficult for us to accept.
I think I can address administrative question that we received from the applicant guidelines. It mentions that the funding rate is 70%. Does this also apply to a not-for-profit organization who will apply together with an SME as a consortium? Yes, it applies to everyone. This is exactly the funding rate. And just to highlight here that the organization that will receive the funding, even if you apply in a consortium, is the SME. And we also have a quick question here at the end. Is there a second, third open call schedule? Do we already have the challenges that will be tackled? Yes, we'll have just a second open call that is planned for next year during sort of the same period, and we don't know the challenges we will select yet. So if you want to apply for next year, stay tuned in our accounts to follow for the updates that we have for next year. I think the other questions are quite technical, Matteo. If
Yeah, can you read one and then I know where we are?
Did we answer the question from Jacob? If a project idea does not 100% fit into one of the specific challenges, but into categories, can we also bring our own use case?
Yes.
Or is there someone available to discuss in detail?
Definitely yes. As I mentioned, especially for the low TRL case, we are very flexible. So if you have a challenge that fits a topic and you spot that there are building blocks available at the research partners level, feel free to submit an application. Is there someone available to discuss the details? Yes. Let's say with minimal emailing or maybe a short call in the coming weeks. But for sure, if we select you, there will be someone, this mentor, that will be more than happy to dedicate more time in discussing this case. So if you have a topic or a category in mind, please contact us, and then we see who in that category container can discuss with you the best option for your case. I know that I know that this is summer weeks, so it's difficult for everyone to find full availability. But for a quick exchange of email or a 15 minutes call, we make it happen also before the 11th of September.
The next one is AID4SME providing software components for these challenges? Is geography a blocker? Here we are.
So maybe something that was not mentioned is that, or if you read all the documents, you will know it, that the IP that you as SME develop in these projects, they stay at your SME. That also means that from the other side, the research partners or the consortium member will not sell you the building blocks. So it's a service. When we collaborate, you have you can put your hands in the setups or in the software, but there is no coordinated way in which you can buy this software and then exploit it for your solution. But there, maybe I also ask Thais, because this is more administrative. You will not get in, get software and get out. That will not happen. It's a development of a solution that we do together, and the part that you developed, the IP stays yours. The part that you borrow, when the project ends, gets back to the lab who provided. That's a bit how I see it.
Yes, exactly. And this information on IPR, you can check in our guide for applicants. We also have a chapter with the details at the subgrantee agreement that you sign with us before deploying the project if you get selected.
Next question is about geography. Geography is not a blocker. Just keep in mind is that visits are possible and are encouraged. Everything should fit in the budget that you have, so there is no separate or extra budget for mobility. The budget that you ask for should include all the expenses that you think you would have. So be sure you're not spending all the money only in traveling and then you don't have money to doing the good work.
Yeah, it goes with the criteria for the project planning.
Yeah. Can we use our commercial software? Of course, yes. No limits there. And then it would be nice to see also how the commercial software can be improved or can interact with other tools that we have. Low TRL, bring your own process. That is possible. Of course, it is a 1 year project, let's say. So when you apply before the 11th of September, there will be the first months, and when it's accepted, of reviewing acceptance, signing the contract, and defining a bit the planning. And if everything goes well, we would start December 2025 or January 2026. And it's a collaboration of 12 to 14 months. So if bringing in your process requires 8 months to understand your process, then maybe no. So let's say a bit of common sense, considering the time available and the feasibility of the project. So the project should be feasible in the budget that we have and in the time that we have. Are you looking for products adding a module specific to challenge or low TRL solution gaining TRL 6.7 status? I would say that both options are present. Specifically, if you work in the high TRL challenges, the companies involved there will be more than happy to collaborate with you there to add modules to their solutions. Why not? With the clause that, of course, the IP of the solution stays yours. So then there will be a discussion on how to deal with this IP. But that's surely possible. And challenges or low TRL solution gaining TRL 6.7. I would say that the low TRL part is an enabler for the high TRL challenges in the project, so within the consortium, but also if you have your own high TRL challenge, those low TRL blocks can be an enabler for them. Then next question, if we choose one of the cases proposed by the partners, will they provide access to their hardware for testing and activities? I wouldn't say yes or no. I would say yes is surely possible, but the details to be discussed with the exact case at hand. But in principle, it makes sense that if you work together with, for example, Arcelic on a challenge, Arcelic will open their doors for you. That's the idea. And in the best case, in this collaboration, Arcelic would learn something and you also would learn something. That should be a win-win. That's the best of the cases. If we address two challenges, how is it possible to select them in the application form? I think you should apply twice, but maybe that's a question for Thais.
Yes, as mentioned, you have to select one challenge when you are answering the application form. So you cannot select two challenges.
Thais, and there is also a question here. Do they participate in the evaluation of the project? You mentioned that the evaluators are external already, but maybe we should point because of the question.
Yes, of course. So the evaluation process, as mentioned, will be conducted by the pool of experts that we are selecting. They are all externals, not part of the project, and they will be randomly assigned due to their expertise to evaluate all the proposals. And after we conclude the evaluation process, everyone that applied applied will be receiving the summary report where they will be able to check how the experts evaluated all the 4 criteria of their proposal and the final score.
We have a few more questions, but also a hand raised. How do you want to go quickly through all the questions and then to discuss?
I can answer this one from Lina. So the percentage of the project budget is awarded. So we award 70% of the project budget. This is explained in details in the guide for applicants. If you have any doubts, contact us. We also have an administrative question here. When it's mentioned that the SME will receive the financial support, then the second part in the consortium is not eligible to receive funds. Yes, that's correct. The fund will go to the SME that will apply. If they are joined in the consortium with a second partner, it's still the same case. The fund will go to the SME. And then it comes to a matter of planning on, between the two of you, how you organize yourselves, how you're going to allocate the funds, etc.
So we have 4 minutes. 4 minutes. Miguel, you raised your hand.
Okay, good morning. Thank you for the info on the open call. I wanted to re-question about the addressing 2 challenges at the same time, because in the presentation it was suggested that you could address challenge number 2 in the high TRL at the same time as challenge 1.1. So if you want to do that, combining an augmented sensing solution with something like a decision support system, as envisaged in challenge number 2, you have to do 2 applications from 2 different SMEs, 1 applications with 2 SMEs combined. How does that work? Because it's not clear. The presentation and the rules about the rules about the form, application form, doesn't allow what is told in the presentation. So I would need a clarifying there. Thank you.
My 5 cents would be to use common sense in your case, to apply only to one of them, the one that you think fits best. And within your application, mention that you're also interested in different blocks that would fall in another challenge. Because as I understand, so one of the questions before was, can I apply to 2? And the answer is yes. So also in this case, yes, you can apply to 2. But if you think that you have one issue, let's say, to tackle, or one interest to tackle, and to tackle this interest, you would need building blocks that we have listed under different challenges, that I see it as a single project, let's say. So just apply to one of the 2 and mention that you are interested also in the other block. I don't know, Thais, if you see it differently, but...
No, I think that's it. Thanks, Miguel, for the question. We understand that it might be confusing, but that's it, as Mateo explained. When you apply, when you're doing the application form, select only one, address this one in your proposal, and add information, additional information that you believe that the solution also can be tackling another challenge.
We are aware that the distinction between some challenges, it's not a clear line, so there could be some overlap.
We have 3 quick questions. When it's mentioned that the SME will receive the financial support, Thais, will you please answer that?
Yes. Let me find it, sorry. The second part is not eligible. Yeah, already addressed. So the second partner will not receive the funding from the project, directly from the project. So this is something that you have to align with the SME, how you're going to allocate the funds, how they will be addressing the budget. This is also part of the planning of the proposal that you will submit together.
Where is Arcelic testing shop floor located? And how evaluators will be selected? These are the last ones.
So the first question of where is Arcelic shop floor? If there is someone of Arcelic in the call, please say it. If not, maybe we can answer this via email. How evaluators will be selected? So there is an open call for evaluators, not to be confused with the topic of today. So if you go to our project webpage, you will see how evaluators can apply. And of course, there should be no conflicts of interest. So if we see that evaluators are affiliated with the companies who apply, there is something wrong. That's the short answer.
I left the link for the external evaluators process here in the chat if you want to take a look for additional information.
So, is there any question we missed or something anybody wants to add? It seems not. So this is the meeting we have today. I will say again that the participants will receive the presentations and the presentation we had today, and also the recording of this meeting will be available on the website, and you will have the link. Thank you very much for participating, and we hope to see your applications in F6S platform as soon as possible.
Thank you all for joining.
Thank you.
We'll
Bye.
be
Thank
available
you.
for questions. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.